Welcome to Ecosystem TV. Thanks for joining us for another session. An insightful session today with Parry Singh, who's the Chief Commercial and Digital Officer at Mediacorp.
Thanks for having me here, Amit.
You have a very unique dual role, right? You're the Chief Commercial Officer and the Chief Digital Officer for a large corporate like Mediacorp. The fact that these two roles are intertwined, do you see that as a sign of things to come, the roadmap that you're trying to build for the business?
Sure, I see that as a sign of things that have already come, Amit.
Right.
We think that digital has to be at the center of everything we do. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the only thing that we do, and I think that's very important. Companies that have had a traditional business model, and not just companies in the media space, but you could be in any industry, the answer for them in this evolving, changing times is not to try to ape the digital giants and try to become a pure digital entity. I think it's important for each company to find their own North Star, their own balance, and figure out the balance between new business model, new digital technologies that are shaping up versus the traditional business models that they've relied upon. So for us, for instance, it's really important to understand what's the right balance between the traditional mediums that we've been in, whether it's television, whether it's radio, whether it's out of home, and digital. And strike that balance, not just for ourselves in terms of the stories that we tell to our audiences, but also help our advertisers understand what is the right balance for them.
So tell me, specific to your industry, with the advent of social media, online streaming, video sharing platforms, how has that changed the way your outlook is towards what your business should be in the future?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right, Amit. There's been a huge fragmentation of media, and also there's a constant pressure on the attention for eyeballs of the consumers, because the media time that we all have is now divided across several media outlets, whether it's social mediums, whether it's online, offline channels, and so on. And it's becomes really important for any content producer like us to understand that we are not in the business of a particular form of media, but we are in the business of storytelling, and hence we should be open to using any form of media that's available. It could be television, it could be radio, it could be streaming, it could be digital video streaming, and so on. So, the way we look at this entire media fragmentation phenomenon is that we continue to tell amazing stories, but the way we disseminate those stories or communicate those stories to our audiences has to be spread across various mediums. And we also have to ensure that these mediums don't exist in isolation. So let me give you a very specific example of what do I mean by that. We recently launched a television series called Doppelganger. Now, the series starts on television, then moves on to our OTT platform called Toggle, and then comes back to television and so on. So there's a nice interplay between TV and OTT platform like Toggle.
Talking a little bit more about some of the new initiatives that you're driving in the business. I mean, you've recently, there have been two very key partnerships you've signed, right? ESPN was the one done recently, and then more importantly, the 99.co partnership that was announced yesterday. What are the key drivers, and where do you see these partnerships heading, and what does it bring to Mediacorp and to your partners?
So the fundamental thought behind these partnerships is that in this day and age, a company has to be very clear, absolutely certain of your own core strengths and core competencies. And as they say in the world of online, you do what you do best and hyperlink the rest. So we are absolutely certain, and we've spent a lot of time understanding what we do best. And we believe what we do best is tell great entertainment stories, come up with great lifestyle content, and also give our audiences the news. But beyond all these three pillars, there's a lot of other content that people would like to consume. People would like to know what's happening in the world of sports. People would want to know what's happening in the world of real estate and so on. So with this desire to serve our audiences better and also to be able to bring our advertisers a holistic content on which they can, through which they can advertise, we are looking at specific specialized content players who can become part of Mediacorp Partner Network.